What's up, guys? It's Puma. Today we're going to be bringing you another video in my series, The Best Weapons in Warzone. Today's AR that we're going to talk about is the Ram 7. I've used the Ram 7 quite a bit. It can be a very good gun. So we're going to hop in. We're going to look at all the different variations, how to build this gun to be a good low recoil sort of traditional AR to use in Warzone. Before we do, I'm going to take a quick second and let you guys know that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel for free. So go ahead and do that now. Let's check it out. All right, here we go. This is going to be the stock Ram 7. I went ahead and used the green tracer pack that I've got, but this is the stock 30 round mag, and we're going to look at the recoil. Don't know why I did it 3 times, but there you go. So the first 8 or so rounds are going to go fairly straight up, and then 45 degrees up and to the left. So next we're going to look at the 50 round mag, which is the only ammo upgrade that the Ram 7 has. 50 rounder, what we've seen with every other AR is that it'll continue where the 30 round mag leaves off, but we're just going to double check that. Yep, so basically the same thing. The extra 20 rounds that you get on this mag are going to continue in the same direction that the 30 round mag ended off with. Okay, so here's our pretty standard loadout or weapon attachment that we're going with. The monolithic suppressor, the long barrel. For the Ram 7, it's called the FSS Ranger, and the Commando foregrip. We're going to try the Merc. I think it's the Merc foregrip after this, but let's look at what this recoil does after our 3 main attachments are on it. So you can see it's much tighter, bullet to bullet. It's just a much tighter spread, same overall pattern, but less overall vertical and less overall horizontal. Okay, so here's a question that I get asked quite a bit, and it has to do with the grips. So the Merc foregrip, and it's not going to tell me specifically here, but this has a recoil component as well as a hip fire accuracy. So hip fire being how big the crosshairs are when you're not ADSing, so how big they are right now and how tight that spread would be if I were to just shoot at a guy without ADSing, right? So the Merc foregrip can sort of go toe-to-toe with the Commando foregrip. I think I prefer the Commando for what I use because it is a little bit better for accuracy and recoil control. But if you want something that's going to give you a little bit kind of a good middle ground, a little bit more hip fire with very similar recoil control and accuracy components, this one can be a good attachment as well. So let's look at the recoil. So you can see the recoil is very similar. It's not quite as tight, but similar overall vertical and horizontal recoil reduction, right? All right, here we go. A real world example. I like these better because instead of just shooting at a wall and looking at recoil, this gives me at least a better feel. We're going to try to actively control or counteract our recoil that's happening while we're aiming at a target. This purple X right here, which is about 50 meters away. And then we'll look at this one back here, which is about 120 meters away or so. So we're going to try to go down, straight down, and then off to the right to counteract. We're using the VLK 3x optic. Standing up, we're not crouched or prone or mounted or anything like that. So this is just standing up. Let's see what we got here. So you can see it's pretty good. In fact, that's probably one of the better ones that I've done testing out these guns. Very manageable recoil. Okay, now let's do the same thing at the longer target. Again, this is a situation where it may not make sense to use an AR. This is borderline sniper range, but a lot of times if someone is much farther than this, you're probably just not going to want to take the shot. But let's see what we've got here. Pretty bad. Let's try it again. Let's do one more. Possibly the worst I've ever done with any gun shooting at this longer target. So it does have some kick. Again, I think with practice, this can be a really effective gun in terms of damage and accuracy. It's just controlling that recoil enough. Again, this is we're hitting a lot of shots at this range, so I feel still pretty good, but I just need a little bit of practice with it. All right, so this time I'm going to do the same test. We're going to be using the Merc foregrip instead of the Commando foregrip, VLK optic monolithic suppressor, and the long barrel. This time we're going to be we're not using 50 round mag. So this is a 4-slot loadout. So if you use this, you'll still have one more slot to use for whatever you want. We're going to be aiming at the pink targets for the Merc foregrip, and we're going to compare the two. Okay, not bad. Let's actually go look at a side-by-side. So we have our Commando build on the right. We have our Merc foregrip build on the left. It's pretty negligible, the difference. I felt like this one had a little bit more kick than that one. They're both pretty tight, pretty tight spreads. 2 mags for both of them. All right, so this time we're going to look at the longer range. Again, the Merc foregrip, we're going to be shooting at the pink Thunderbolt. So let's see how we do here. Terrible. All right, so pretty bad. So the RAM is harder to control than some of the other ARs at range. Now, you're still getting pretty good damage. It's not like the M13 where you're going to have to get a ton of hit markers. You're still getting good damage with this. It's a little bit harder than some of the other ARs to control at range. I will say this, comparing the two between the Commando and the Merc, and this is true of a lot of ARs, they're pretty close. So if you have a friend that swears by the Commando or a friend that swears by the Merc foregrip, I can see why. It's not as, cut and dry in terms of which one is better. All right, guys, so that does it for today's video on the Ram 7. I hope that was helpful. Again, what you'll find with a lot of these AR builds that you're going to want to use for Warzone, the way that I use them is a sort of traditional AR. So a gun that can take guys out at medium range. I don't build them for ADS a ton. I don't use my ARs for close quarters combat. I'm looking for a gun that can really get shots downrange, 30 to 50 and plus meters. So I hope that's helpful. The Ram 7 is still a gun that I use sometimes. It's one of the probably top 3 or 4 ARs. So I can sort of use it and feel pretty comfortable winning gunfights. If you have a build for the Ram 7, or if you have a question about my build, hey, Puma, I'd like to see I want to see you try this out. Just leave it in the comments below, or shoot me a DM on any one of my socials or on Facebook. As a reminder, you can always find me streaming on Facebook, fb.gg/armoredpuma17. And as I mentioned at the start of this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel for free. Guys, thanks for tuning in.